Hey guys, my name is Yvette and welcome to my DIY channel, and I hope that you guys are having a great day. For today's video, I wanted to share with you some air dry clay projects that I made to give as holiday gifts. So let's get started. Bows are still really trendy, so for this project, I'm going to make a bow that you can hang on your wall. Start out by rolling out your clay. I'm going to use this rolling pin holder to help me cut out my ribbon shape. It's about 2 inches wide, and then I cut out this strip to be about 15 inches long. Make sure to cut out 2 of these. I'm attaching the strips of clay together and cleaning up the edges using my needle tool. Now I'm shaping my bow by folding over the ends of the strip to kind of make like an X shape, and then I'm pinching in the middle part to get more of that bow shape, and that's pretty much it. Just keep adjusting your bow to your liking, and I want mine to have like a bunch of waves in it. Taking a small strip of clay, I'm wrapping it around the middle part of the bow. And then don't forget to smooth out any bumps on your bow with some water. Also, if you want here, you could like stick a little hook into the clay so that you can hang this on the wall, or you could poke a little hole in the bow so that you can add some string in later to hang this, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to hang this with command strips. Anyways, this looks good to me, so now I'm going to let this dry.
3 days later.
Here's the bow dry, so now I'm going to sand it and then paint. I'm going to seal this using Decor's triple thick gloss glaze. And that's pretty much it, we're done, and this would make like the cutest little wall decor gift. For this project, I wanted to make a cute little coffee table game, and I decided to do snakes and ladders. I made my board game stencil by drawing a rectangle that is 7 inches by 5, and so each square is 1 inch, and I have a total of 35 squares, but this part you can make pretty much however you want if you want to add more or less squares. And I added a border around it that's about 1 centimeter wide. And then here I sketched in where I wanted to add the little ladders on the game and where I wanted to add the snakes. I rolled out my clay and then I placed my stencil on top and traced it out. Make sure to trace out all of your little squares with the stencil still on, and I'm using my ruler to help me retrace out the squares just to keep the lines as straight as possible, otherwise I go like a little bit wiggly. And I'm using my needle tool here just in case you were wondering. I'm going back in with my needle tool to make the squares more prominent. I'm using some water to smooth out the board. This next part is optional, but I'm using a dotting tool to make the lines a little bit bigger. The board game looks good to me, so now I'm going to move on and I'm going to start making the little ladders for the board game. And so I'm taking a small piece of clay and I'm rolling out a small coil. Using my needle tool, I'm cutting out little pieces for the ladder steps, and then I'm going to place them where I want them to go. And you could also use some slip to attach these, but I didn't have any, which is why I didn't use any this time, but I do recommend using slip because it does help everything stay on better. And then as you can see, I also attached the sides of the ladder, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this next part. And I'm going to do a total of 5 ladders on my board game. I'm rolling out another coil of clay to make my snakes, and for the heads of the snakes, I'm going to make sure to keep them kind of like round, and for the end, I'm going to make sure to have them tapered. Here, I'm just kind of fitting in my snake, and right now it's a bit too long, so I'm going to trim off some of the tail. And then also just make sure to like really press your snakes and your ladders into the clay so that they attach well. The fun part about adding in the snakes is that you can make them go in so many different directions. My board game looks pretty good, so now I'm going to set this aside and let it dry, and I'm going to move on and make the dice for my game. I'm taking a small ball of clay and I'm going to shape it into a cube. The dice looks good to me, so I'm going to set this aside and let it dry, and then I'm going to paint on the numbers later on. And then for the board game pieces, I just made like these little cones, and I made a total of 4 of them.
A few moments later.
Here's the board game dry, and so now I'm going to paint it. I'm painting on the dice numbers using a dotting tool. I painted on the numbers of the board game using a toothpick, and here I totally messed up because I did a 3 where I should have done a 4 and like so on, so I did go back and fix that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys how I added on the numbers, and they're not perfect, but it's good enough. Lastly, I'm using Decor's triple thick gloss glaze to seal the board game and the board game pieces. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this gave you like ideas on things that you could make to give as gifts. And yeah guys, subscribe for more DIYs and stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!